Okay, hello everyone. We from Group 1. Today we will like to present a topic entitled the contribution of the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities or CRPD to global human rights standards. Okay, next is our member. The first myself Esga Paujan Ajis, then Emi Cynthia, then Isnan Durian and Muhammad Ari. Next, I will explain about the definition. The first is what are human rights? Okay, human rights are a set of fundamental rights that all people possess imply by virtue of being human beings. These rights are universal, inalienable, and invisible, which means they apply to all people everywhere at all times and cannot be negotiated or waived. The second is what is disability. The United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities external defines disabilities as any long-term physical, mental, intellectual, or sensory impairment which, in the interaction with various barriers, may hinder the full and effective participation of disabled people in society on an equal basis with others. Okay, and the last is what's the origin of person with disabilities right? The origin of disabilities right can be traced to the disability rights movement in the mid 20th century, especially during the 1960s until 1970s, when activists challenged by the medical and charity-based view of disability. This movement pushed for equality, accessibility, and non-discrimination. Its culmination was the adoption of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability in 2006, which affirmed that persons with disabilities hold the same human rights as everyone else.
Okay, next slide. To understand the scale and urgency of disability issue with the framework of human rights, it is essential to have both global and national data. According to the World Health Organization, approximately 1.3 billion people of approximately 16% of the world's population live with significant disabilities. The group face Iraq of poor health outcomes and often experience limited access to essential services such as healthcare, education, and public facility. An increasing number of persons with disability is largely influenced by aging population and the growing prevalence of chronic diseases. From this reason, the World Health Organization implies the disability inclusion must to treat at global human rights priority rather the rally a social welfare corn. Nestled at the national level, data from Badan Pusat Statistik show that in 2024, Indonesia had approximately 17 million persons with disability, representing about the right percent of the total population. Despite the formal regulation in official statistics, many persons with disability in Indonesia continue to face structural barriers that limit the access to public service and social participation. This condition the lack and significance gap between data regularity and the actual realization of right in everyday life. From the sporting data reinforce the implementing the principle of the convention of the right of person with disability. And I conrad effective many so had person with disability can fully enjoy the high rights on an equal basis with others.
Phenomenon. One key phenomenon is limited access for persons with disabilities to education, healthcare, and public facilities. Many schools, hospitals, and government offices lack adequate infrastructure such as wheelchair ramps, mobility aids, braille information service, or second language interpreters. This situation demonstrates a gap between regulatory commitments and equal implementation on the ground. Next slide. The bullying case. Again, a student with disabilities in Makassar, reported by Detik News on June 14, 2024, saw weak protection for children with special needs in school. The incident involved a junior high school student who was bullying a classmate and became public after a video of physical abuse spread on social media. The victim's family reported the case to the police, and the education office responded by giving counseling. This case showed that students with disabilities still face bullying at school, highlighting the need for better protection and supervision.
Next slide is analysis. The bullying case involving a student with a disability in Makassar that came to public attention in June 2024 show that the protection of the rights of children with disability has not yet been fully released. The violence captured in the video and widely circulate on social media indicate that the child was not only a victim of a peer's behavior, but also a victim of a school environment that failed to prevent and stop the abuse from the outset. When incidents like this occur in a public school, it becomes clear that education spaces that are meant to be safe still pose serious risks from children with disability. When viewed through the lens of the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability, or CRPD, this case reveals how global human rights standards have not yet been fully translated into everyday practice. The CRPD marked a significant shift in the way the world understands disability by affirming that persons with disabilities have equal rights to safety, dignity, and human treatment. However, the bullying experienced by the student in Makassar show that this principle often remains at the policy level and have not yet genuinely safe attitudes and school culture. Next slide. The response from the authorities also highlights the difficulty of turning CRPD's global standard into concrete action. Approaches that tend to frame the incidents as an ordinary conflict between students risks overlooking the fact that the victim is a child with a disability who is in a particularly vulnerable position. Within the CRPD's framework, such violence should be understood as a serious violence of rights, as it directly relates to the obligation to provide special protection from groups that have long faced discrimination and social stigma. Ultimately, the Makassar case underscores the importance of the CRPD's contribution to global human rights standards. The convention provides a clear benchmark from how state and educational institutions should act not merely by punishing perpetration after incidents occur, but by creating environments that are genuinely safe and respectful of diversity. With the CRPDs in place, bullying can no longer be seen simply as a disciplinary issue, but as a failure to fulfill fundamental human rights obligations. Okay guys, based on the explanation, the conclusion is the bullying case involving a student with a disability in Makassar highlights the ongoing gap between international human rights commitment and their implementation at the local level. Although the CRPD has clearly established that persons with disabilities are entitled to equal protection, dignity, and safety, the incidents show that children with disabilities remain highly vulnerable with educational setting. The failures of the school environmental to prevent or promptly address the abuse demonstrate that disability-related rights are still often overlooked in everyday practice, even in spaces that are not meant to be safe and inclusive. This case ultimately reinforced the significance of the CRPD's contribution to a global human rights standard. The convention not only set legal obligation for state but also over a rights-based framework to evaluate and address discrimination, the violence and neglect faced by persons with disability. The Makassar incident served as a reminder that the relation of CRPD's principle requires more than formal adaptation of policies. It demands sustained commitment, awareness, and concrete action from educational institutions and authorities to ensure that children with disability can fully enjoy their rights without fear of harm and of exclusion.